Welcome to the Get Wisdom podcast. For you folks looking for, maybe a new way to do life, or perhaps trying to get unstuck. Or maybe you just need a fresh perspective. Well, we're here to assist. Find out more at www.getwisdom.cc. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Jay, and today, we're taking a deep dive into a really compelling white paper. It's called Solomonos, a white paper on financial freedom via wisdom, service, and execution. It's authored by Brent Zeman for Get Wisdom. This is version 1.0, dated September 8, 2025.
Right, and our mission today really is to unpack this blueprint. It's all about operationalizing principles from King Solomon for a modern business model, something repeatable. We really want to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge and crucially actionable insights for you listening.
Absolutely, and it kicks off with this powerful maxim. It really sets the tone. Wisdom first, wealth follows. Charge fairly. Serve deeply.
It sounds simple, doesn't it? But the depth behind it and how it sort of pushes against conventional thinking, well, that's what we're exploring today.
Okay, so let's get into that. The Solomonos itself, the paper presents it as this blueprint, right?
Yeah.
Anchored in measurable objectives, clear daily tasks, and these continuity cash flow mechanics. But what makes it different, I think, is its foundation. It talks about powerful partnerships, God-centered intention, sacrificial giving, wisdom-first requests, and world-class communication. It's designed, really, to be a system you can defend with actual tangible results.
That phrase, receipts over rhetoric, really stands out there, and the paper translates these big ideas into some very concrete operating principles. Like, the one that jumped out at me first was intention over optics, serving first, charging fairly, but also meticulously documenting the value. It's all about the substance, not just appearances.
Exactly, substance. And then wisdom before wealth.
Oh.
That really echoes the opening maxim, doesn't it?
It does.
It's about seeking understanding that benefits others.
Yeah.
The idea is, when you're genuinely useful, wealth becomes this kind of natural consequence. It chases you.
That really flips the script for a lot of people, I imagine. Then there's partnerships, scale destiny.
Right. And this isn't just, networking or making friends.
No.
It means strategically bringing in people whose strengths directly cover your weaknesses, your blind spots.
So you're intentionally building something more robust than just yourself.
Precisely. Allowing you to achieve, far more than you could alone. A key insight.
Definitely. What's next?
Rhetoric shapes reality. This one highlights how using precise language actually primes action. And that action, in turn, produces tangible results, artifacts.
Okay, so your words are kind of the starting point for creation.
Yeah, the spark, you could say. And finally, consistency beats intensity. This urges us to build that continuity revenue, the kind that compounds quietly over time.
Steady, sustained effort, not just bursts of activity.
Exactly. It's about building lasting value.
So those principles, they really form the bedrock, the foundation. And connecting this to the bigger picture, the paper offers this really profound definition of true freedom.
It does. Stress-free by design.
Yeah. Having nothing to lose, nothing to gain, prove, or hide. Operating under sovereignty, not, constant panic.
Peace produces better decisions than scarcity theater. That's the idea.
It really is. So this naturally leads us into the core of Solomon's business model, but reinterpreted for today, 5 core moves, the paper calls them.
Okay, yeah. First up, strategic alliances.
Right.
Think about Solomon's geopolitical partnerships. Today, that translates to partnering for what the paper calls durable advantage.
Durable advantage, like what specifically?
Things like distribution networks, supply chains, intellectual property, stuff that creates a really robust, defensible ecosystem for your business.
Okay, so it's about building alliances that give you a real lasting edge, not just temporary gains. What's number 2?
Number 2 is passion for God leading to wisdom requests. So the paper interprets Solomon seeking understanding that serves many. And the insight here is quite profound, actually. When you seek understanding for the benefit of others, the value you create kind of boomerangs back to you as wealth, as honor.
Wow, so it's a fundamentally selfless approach, but it has this naturally positive outcome for you as well. That definitely challenges the usual focus on self-interest in business.
It does. Okay, third move, sacrificial giving.
Sacrificial giving. What does that mean in this context? Is it just charity?
Not merely charity, no. It's described as a total commitment posture that signals your identity, your values.
Yeah.
It's about a deep generosity that intentionally widens your networks and unlocks goodwill and access. It's all strategic.
Interesting. So it's demonstrating who you are through that generosity, which then builds deeper connections.
Exactly. It fosters those deeper relationships.
Okay. And how do you get the word out about all this?
Well, that's the fourth move. Communication at scale. The core idea is to publish your wisdom, share it, to attract inbound demand. People come to you because of what you know. And then you price access to that wisdom in a way that compresses time for others.
Compresses time, meaning?
Meaning you package your knowledge, your insights, your frameworks, so others can use them to leapfrog challenges. They avoid mistakes you made or solve problems faster than they could alone.
Got it. So you're not just giving away information, you're structuring it so people get benefits faster. The value is in the time saved.
Precisely. That's where the real value often lies. And the fifth core move ties into this: continuity pricing.
Continuity pricing, like retainers.
Yeah, essentially modernizing Solomon's concept of an annualized tribute. Think ongoing consulting, advisory services, maintenance agreements.
Okay.
This ensures predictable cash flow for you and strategic accountability for the client. It creates stability on both sides.
Predictable cash flow. Yeah, that's the dream for many businesses. Okay, so we have the principles, the core moves. Now, how do we actually turn this wisdom into revenue, this section called the lens? How do we frame offers?
Right, the lens. The paper suggests framing offers as bridges.
Yeah.
Bridges from someone's current pain point to their preferred identity.
Preferred identity, not just an outcome.
Exactly. You're not just selling, say, software. You're selling the transformation into someone who uses that software effectively. So instead of just streamlined operations, it's maybe the freedom to be a visionary leader. Because operations are handled, you're selling who they become.
That's a really powerful reframe. Okay, what about these priming sessions?
Yeah, priming sessions. This means opening your conversations, like discovery calls, with questions that immediately foreground the value. The paper gives a great example. When this works, what changes first?
Oh, I like that.
It gets the client visualizing the tangible benefits right away, thinking about that desired future state, pulling them towards that preferred identity.
Gets right to the core issues. Now, inevitably, objections come up, right? Price, risk. How does Solomon OS suggest handling those?
Yeah, good question. The paper outlines strategies for reframing objections. It's not about arguing, but shifting perspective.
How so?
For instance, shift from price to investment, from uncertainty to maybe a test workload or a pilot project, from risk to a reversible trial.
Reversible trial? That sounds less scary.
Exactly. You're acknowledging their concern, but offering a low-stakes way to test the waters, making it feel less daunting and more actionable. It offers a path forward.
That makes a lot of sense. Less arguing, more finding solutions. What else is in the lens?
Another crucial one is semantic specificity. Sounds academic, maybe.
A little, yeah.
But it's really simple. It means ditching vague promises, like just saying, we deliver value.
Okay.
Instead, define success with crystal clear, measurable outcomes. Use service-level agreements, SLAs. Talk about the specific artifacts you'll deliver: a dashboard, a report, a documented process.
The mantra being?
If you can't observe it, it isn't real value. Makes it tangible.
Right, observable and real. Okay, so once you're clear on the specific value, the next step is building an architecture to sustain it and grow. Pricing, partnerships, recurring value. How does Solomon guide that?
The paper is pretty direct about pricing and value rhetoric. There's a line: if you don't charge, clients don't change.
Ooh, strong take.
Yeah. The idea is price signals seriousness. It funds the excellent service you need to provide, and it ensures the client is committed. And the rhetoric rule is key here. Every single promise you make must map directly to a tangible artifact, a document, a dashboard, a deliverable. No empty promises.
Got it. Price is commitment, backed by tangible proof. What about the partnership side of this architecture?
The partnership architecture piece is about figuring out the moat you need. Maybe it's distribution, maybe credibility, tech capital, and then strategically partnering to build that moat.
Yeah.
The paper suggests favoring specific terms in those partnerships. Clarity on the value exchange, clear renewal options, maybe shared dashboards for transparency, and ideally joint continuity revenue. Building durable, win-win scenarios.
Building a whole ecosystem, really. And that ties into the continuity cash flow idea again, the annual tribute, modernized.
Exactly. This is about designing recurring value, maybe through ongoing maintenance, regular insights, reports, compliance checks, optimization services, things that provide continuous benefit. And the paper suggests offering tiers, like core, growth, elite. Each tier tied to specific review cadences, specific sets of artifacts delivered.
And the key is?
The rule of thumb. Each tier must deliver measurable deltas, measurable improvements, monthly. Otherwise, as the paper puts it, it's just theater. You have to keep proving that ongoing value.
Measurable deltas monthly. That's a high bar, but a clear one. And I love this concept, wisdom as a service, or WAS.
WAS, yeah. It's about packaging your unique judgment, your expertise into formats clients can use repeatedly.
Big what?
Think playbooks, templates, decision review frameworks or processes.
Yeah.
You provide resources they can access anytime the paper calls these asynchronous artifacts like memos or models. And you combine that with regular structured check-ins or calls to institutionalize better decision-making within their organization.
So you're scaling your wisdom, essentially, making your expertise accessible in a structured way. And how do you broadcast this effectively?
Right. That brings us to the communication playbook, what the paper calls Solomon grade signal. 3 main parts.
Okay.
First, publish weekly. Share one insight from a client case study, sanitized of course, one decision heuristic like a rule of thumb, and one success receipt, proof of results. Keeps your audience engaged with practical stuff.
Makes sense. Second,
Stagecraft. Teach, demonstrate, invite. Never grovel or seem desperate. Curate environments, your website, your calls, your content. The prize truth over theater.
product confidence and value. And third,
List building. Ethically. Earn opt-ins by offering compressed time lead magnets, things like checklists, calculators, templates, things that give immediate tangible value and save people time.
immediate value for an opt-in. Okay, these are all super practical. Now the execution part. Rubber meets the road. Objectives architecture.
Yeah, this focuses things down. Think 30-day measurable objectives. Real clarity.
Right.
Like an offer clarity objective might be translate one core service into 3 productized offers, complete with artifacts, SLAs, and renewal terms within 30 days. Or a continuity build objective. Launch our core continuity tier and secure the first 6 annual contracts in 30 days. Or partnerships. Negotiate and finalize terms for 3 strategic alliances. Short-term, actionable, you can point to them.
Very specific, very achievable targets. And what about the actual process of making decisions within this system?
The decision mechanics are laid out quite structurally. Start with the constraint you're facing, then map out the options. Do the value math for each. Conduct a small reversible test if possible. Then scale with proof.
Constraint, options, value, test, scale.
Got it. And again, emphasis on artifacts, scope documents, pricing memos, KPI dashboards.
Yeah.
The mantra repeats, if it isn't observable, it isn't real.
That's a great filter for any decision, really. So what does a typical day look like implementing Solomon-O's?
The daily plan is designed around small levers, real pull, micro routines,
Right.
like a 3-minute morning primer.
Yeah.
State your identity line for the day, then list your top 3 tasks, one for your offer, one for pipeline, one for creating an artifact. Just 3 minutes.
Tokas.
A quick, 60-second midday reset. Just check in. What frame am I setting in my interactions? What future am I pacing for my clients or myself? Quick mindset check.
An evening.
An evening AR after action review. Also quick, 3 minutes. Log the main event of the day, extract a 1-line lesson, identify the very next task related to it with a due time, and link to any artifact created or updated.
Event, lesson, next task, artifact. Simple loop.
Yeah. And there's this interesting house maxim included here, kind of a gut check. It suggests if a task stalls, it might not be ability, but maybe a lack of courage to fully commit.
Ooh, provocative.
And the advice, if you're stuck, have the dose, execute now. Make the task smaller, simple enough that you can just start it immediately.
Have the dose, execute now. I love that. That's brilliant for beating procrastination or overwhelm. And how do you track progress day to day?
Using daily scorecards. A simple 1-5 rating you give yourself across key areas. Offer clarity, continuity health, partnership motion, execution itself, and integrity. And there are benchmarks. Below 3 is fragile, 3-4 is forming, above 4 means things are compounding, give you that quick, objective snapshot of where you are.
Consistent self-awareness, iterative improvement. The paper even gives away templates to steal, right?
Absolutely. Practical tools, like a discovery script with questions such as, when this works for you, what's the first concrete change we'll see on a Tuesday? Gets really specific about success.
On a Tuesday, love it.
Yeah. There's also a value memo template covers the problem, the desired identity shift, the artifacts, SLA, price renewal trigger, and a partnership canvas to map out needs, assets, the value exchange, shared metrics. They give you a solid starting point.
Very helpful. So wrapping things up a bit, the paper tackles some common concerns people might have, like, isn't charging for wisdom, well, unspiritual?
Yeah, it addresses that head on. The answer given is basically no. Solomon priced access. Why? Because value delivered needs to be value sustained. charging funds the excellence required, and importantly, it signals client commitment. If they invest, they're more likely to implement the wisdom, which leads to real transformation.
Makes sense. They have skin in the game. And how do you apply all these techniques, the framing, the reframing, without it feeling, I don't know, gimmicky or manipulative?
Good point. The paper suggests focusing the application in discovery and delivery. It's about clarifying outcomes, challenging fuzzy thinking, future-pacing the positive results. It's framed not as manipulation, but as precision and empathy, genuinely helping someone articulate and then achieve their desired future state.
Precision and empathy. Okay, so this entire framework, Solomon, it really circles back to that opening maxim, doesn't it? Wisdom first, wealth follows. Charge fairly, serve deeply.
It really does, and the closing note in the paper sums it up well. Ask for wisdom that serves many. Speak with precision. Build partnerships that widen your moat. Install continuity revenue that outlasts moods.
And that guiding principle.
Faith in action, receipts over rhetoric. Then let compounding do the loud part. Let the results speak for themselves over time.
It's incredibly comprehensive, a practical approach to financial freedom, yes, but also seems like a path to, well, a life of purpose and impact. Ancient wisdom, modern tools.
That's a great way to put it.
So maybe a final thought for you listening as you process all this. If wisdom first truly precedes wealth, what deeply ingrained belief about money or success might you need to consciously unlearn to really activate something like Solomon OS in your own life? You know, what small lever, maybe based on today's discussion, could you pull today?
That's a powerful question to reflect on. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on this deep dive into the Solomon OS white paper. We really hope you found these insights valuable. And if you do want to learn more, you can contact Brent Zeman directly. His number is 972-301-2878.
Or you can email him at getwisdomprinciple@gmail.com. And please do check out our sponsors over at www.getwisdom.cc/sponsors for more resources and tools that might help you on your journey. Thank you so much for listening today, and we will see you tomorrow right back here on the Get Wisdom podcast.